Claire, I want to ask you about a few specific things.
Right, okay.
One is this issue about how the cancer was originally formed. What was the cause of it, you know? And you mentioned at the beginning that you were under a lot of stress at that time, possibly related to redundancy.
Yeah.
Do you think that stress itself can actually influence a cancer?
I can quite honestly say now, without a doubt, yes. I think when I look back, if I hadn't been made redundant, I think I might have been alright. As soon as I started looking for another job, my mouth inside exploded. But I ignored it. I didn't take it seriously. I had to get another job, put myself under immense pressure, immense, and it just went on from there.
Was it in a second job then that the pressure really started, or in that job just facing the redundancy in the first job?
Facing the redundancy, never been made redundant before, but I kept being told how hard it was to get another job. I thought, it can't be, not for me, I've got experience. But it was so hard. I went knocking on doors, employment agencies, online.
How long were you out of work for?
Well, I was made redundant in the January. I left that office in the April, and by the May I was diagnosed with cancer.
Right. So there was a relationship in time. There was a relationship in time between all that stress and then the cancer developing.
And I had constant sore throat, constant earache, but apparently that's all part of it. I went to the doctor, got antibiotics, it didn't get rid of it, but I didn't know at the time that was part of it. I should have known something was wrong. I was losing weight because I couldn't eat properly, but I still wasn't accepting it because whatever was happening, I had to get a job. I couldn't think about anything else. That's all I'd ever known, was a full-time job.
So what was the situation financially then after your diagnosis? Because this is often a pressure for a lot of people.
Not good, because the office I was working in, I was in the same office for 12 years. But because there'd been so many changes over the years, when I left, I was on my fourth company name. There'd been that many changes. So when I left, the company I was working for hadn't been in business long enough to make to get redundancy money.
I see.
So when I left, all I had was a month's salary.
Gosh, that is bad.
So it was, and because I wasn't taking it seriously, when I was told I had cancer, I was like, oh, money's up. But I have to say, Macmillan was fantastic. They told me what they were going to do, and I thought, well, yeah, okay. But by that time I was going to be in hospital, I wouldn't be able to speak. But they came to see me, I had all my paperwork, I wrote it all down. They were fantastic. They did what they said they were going to do. Backdated, made sure I got my money every 2 weeks, which I still do. And they were brilliant. I've heard they were brilliant, but until you've experienced them helping you, then you know they're fantastic.
I understand. So they gave you financial advice, enabled you to make the right claims and everything for the benefits?
Yes, yeah, which I'm still getting. My husband has just turned 65, but he's carrying on working because he enjoys it, and so we can have a bit extra as well, now that I'm starting to do a bit more and buy my clothes and stuff. So I think we can have a bit more then, and be happy about it instead of thinking, oh no, I better not spend that, I better not do that. We're doing it, and it's all right, we're not getting in a mess. It does, again, it takes time, but at first, it's hard, and it doesn't help because of where you're feeling, what you're going through, but you get there.
What's your reflection on being out of work, you know, just in terms of your role? Because I heard you say in your main account that you would ideally like to get back to what you were doing.
Might not even be back to what I was doing, just being in the workplace, even just part-time, just being a part of that, which I miss, that part of what I call normal life. I do miss it. So then perhaps one day in the future, I might be able to get back to it. Because then I know that if I did something, I did my personality to the job as well. And I do miss that. I do. Yeah, and nursing, I like nursing people as well. Yeah, I miss that.
Right, we'll stop that segment there. So we'll go on to a new segment now.